Welcome back. The St. Paul Saints are well known around baseball for their often unique approach to the game. For many years, that included a real-life nun who became a ballpark legend with her signature back rubs. Sister Rosalind recently passed away at the age of 96, and our Jessica Hart looks at the life and the legacy of a woman that many Saints fans won't soon forget.
The best hands at CHS Field used to be found in the stands.
She just made you feel wonderful.
Behind section 104.
Never been more relaxed in your life than when Sister got finished with you.
Tom Whaley watched Sister Rosalind Geffrey. Sister Roz worked for more than 20 years, massaging more than 5,000 fans.
But the Saint and Saints.
A saint who passed away Monday at the age of 96.
When you were with Sister, she was just very present with you. You were the only person in the world.
Healing through touch was the sister's calling. She opened massage and wellness centers and helped legitimize massage therapy through the law.
One big happy family.
But she got her start working for the St. Paul Saints in 1993 when they were at Midway.
Kind of a funny story. We were just looking for ideas, what we call sight gags around the ballpark.
In the yellow pages, he found Sister Roz.
I thought when I started talking to her, she might hang up on me, but I mentioned beer. She asked could she drink beer during the games. Her parents were German immigrants, and so I said, sure, sister, you can have your beers during the game, so, which she did.
It went very well. I fell in love with the Saints people.
It looked very strange having a nun in the ballpark doing head and neck massages, but it was just all part of the bit, and Sister knew that.
A bit that lasted for decades.
She could crush rocks with her hands. You got up the next morning after she worked you over, and you felt so loose, but you were sore. I mean, and she was a little thing. She was probably 4'10".
A 4'10" nun who got her bobblehead in 2006 and jumped out of a plane at 80.
She always wanted to go skydiving. She was a real go-getter.
A real saint.
It was so great!
Who soared through life and is now soaring in another.
Special Olympics USA Games continues. Torch runners brought the flame through Duluth yesterday. After stops all across the country, the torch is now in its final leg, taking a tour around Minnesota before the games begin this weekend here in the Twin Cities. This year's games will unite thousands of athletes, coaches, volunteers, and fans from all 50 states, and they'll be treated to Olympic-level excitement for the opening ceremony, and it's on Saturday. Morgan Wolf visited Huntington Bank Stadium, where preparations are underway.
Huntington Bank Stadium has seen many Gopher football wins, hosted world-famous artists like Beyonce, and come this weekend, they can add the opening ceremonies to the Special Olympics USA Games to that list.
Technical team, the stage management team, the design team, the video producing team, of course broadcast.
Hundreds of hands getting ready for visitors from all 50 states.
Once you dip into ceremonies, you never look back. They're amazing. The rope you in.
Michael Shan and Sarah Shives are organizing the opening ceremonies that will welcome 25,000 people to the games.
Almost 30 years. Long time.
The duo have a combined 50 years of experience in production, including planning the Sochi Olympic ceremonies and Pan Ams.
To me, the big difference here is that this ceremony and the closing ceremony as well is for the athletes.
2 years of planning leading up to this week. They're putting in work around the clock and have multiple backup plans if weather doesn't cooperate.
First time I've ever been able to work from home on an event like this. So that's terrific. That's amazing.
Demi Lovato and John Baptiste are the headlines, but there are many more performances marking a memorable moment for these Minnesotans.
I think once we get through the athlete parade, I might cry the whole rest of the time because it's just so meaningful, and to see the smiles and the joy on the faces of these athletes who've worked really hard to get here to become Olympians, then it makes it all worth it.
Morgan Wolf, KARE 11 News.
The Special Olympics will include several athletes from Minnesota participating in their hometown games. Gordon Severson meets one of them, a Waconia bowler who knew at the age of 9 that this game was right up his alley.
Every person has a passion, something they love.
Nice strike.
And they're really good at.
I like it. It's fun.
For Joe Konecko, it's bowling.
Got it. Nice.
A sport he discovered when he was just 9 years old.
Well, he's way better than we are, so.
His mom, Shar, says Joe had a natural talent, and he quickly became the best bowler in the family. Hitting not just one, not just two, but 3 strikes in a row. while our camera was rolling, while he was practicing at Shakopee Bowl.
There we go. Is that typical?
Yes.
2 years ago, he competed in the state competition with the Special Olympics.
I won gold and I qualified for the USA Games.
He is now one of 8 bowlers in the singles competition who will represent Minnesota in the USA Games.
So I'm a pretty average bowler. I think I'm bowling 120 to 150. What would you say was the best game you've ever had?
232 at a Special Olympics Minnesota team bowling practice.
A practice that happened just a few months ago. So he's bowling some of the best games of his life right now.
There's a little bit of pressure just because the whole team knows, hey, this guy can bowl 200.
He's even more excited that the games will be right here at home in the Twin Cities.
Yes, spare.
The Special Olympics Committee is expecting more than 3,000 athletes and 100,000 fans.
Final score was 166.
Joe says it's overwhelming at times to think about competing at this level, but years of practice and hundreds of games have prepared him for this special moment.
I'm excited and nervous and don't really know what to expect, so it'll be a fun week.
Gordon Severson, KARE 11 News.
All right, stick with us. More news and weather coming up after the break.